this, and also I don't want to get sentimental.
Do you need to?
Just reading off my phone here. So, those of you whom I've not had the pleasure and privilege of meeting yet, I'm Matt's brother. Some of us here are blood brothers, blood sisters, mothers, fathers, aunts, uncles, cousins, grandparents, and some of us are chosen family. If you don't already know the history of our motley crew, you might think that what we mean by brothers is, oh, we're bros, we're boys, good friends, or you might wonder which one of us is adopted. Well, yeah. Well, yes, biologically, we were both once total strangers. We were too young to choose anything for ourselves, really. There was a time before Matt that peers through if I really try and think back. I know I was born in Bucks County, and I don't really remember a whole lot of that. I remember moving to Peru with my abuelita and dressing up as Batman for Halloween parades. I remember my big sister Megan breaking my Bart Simpson motorcycle action figure and then karmically getting bit on the ear by our tia Norma's pet parrot, Sarita. Might not have been as linear as that, but I do, I'm telling the story, so it sounds good to me. Then back in the States, we moved back to Bucks County, which is where our parents met. Matt, you must have been born while we were in Peru, I think, probably. If I had to think of the earliest memory that I have of Matt, it was probably one of the following three scenarios. One, we're playing in a leaf pile behind the house in Fairless Hills. As an aside, this isn't a recycled story, but I know I've met at least a few of you by jumping out of a pile of leaves. Number two, we're eating pepper, onion, sausage pizza and playing Windows 94 Monopoly on a desktop PC. Or analog Monopoly on Harry's table in the kitchen. Or number three, we're watching Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the movie, which was newly available on VHS at the time. In all three versions of the story, Matt is a spidery little knobby-kneed, bowl-cut wearing chihuahua named Rudy. I was 5, Matt was 3, and he actually probably knows exactly which of these origin stories is historically accurate because he probably remembers his own birth with that freak show Total Recall memory of his. And it's really not a party trick. He remembers everything. Fast forward a few years, and I'm helping him out of a thorn bush at Pocono Vacation Park. And same year, he's helping me up after I Tokyo drift down that big asphalt hill at the top of Park Avenue. Two separate incidences where we're both hobbling back home with our bikes in better conditions than we're in. Matt cried. I did not. But I might have cried if Matt wasn't there. I just know I had to be a big brother and try and keep calm. What's interesting is that I was born a little brother, the youngest of my biological family, and Matt was born a firstborn, the oldest of his biological family, a big brother first to Angela and then later to Nicolette and Michael. Matt came into my life with all of the pesky qualities of a little brother, poking and snitching, with the inborn capacity of pushing your buttons and peeing on your stuff, no matter what age. But in a lot of ways, I see him as a big brother. Not just by being arbitrarily bossy, picking roles for everyone when we're pretending to be Power Rangers or X-Men or the Beatles, because who didn't want to be John Lennon at age 5, 6, 7, 8? Poor Angela had to be Ringo. But he's also always been more fiercely independent than most anyone I know. He's fearless and steadfast and hugely competitive. He can be a sore loser, but only because of how passionate he gets. He's unapologetically his truest and most authentic self, and always, we all wish we were. A few years ago, I got to see Matt really be a big brother when Angela, Nicolette, and Michael really needed him. The stakes were high, and I knew he was scared. I could hear it in his voice on the phone. But by the time me and Megan got to him, Matt already knew exactly what needed to be done, and he had a plan to do it. That's Matt. When he has to do something, he's on top of it, and he probably has a spreadsheet for it. Matt always knows what to do, and he never seems to need help, even when he does. Matt's a huge NASCAR fan.
Thank you for ending on that note, yo.
Not done.
Oh!
Yep.
What?
Martin Truex Jr., number 19. I knew somebody would appreciate it. Yep.
Get out of here, dude.
Yeah. I had to. Just give me a second. All right. Matt is the biggest NASCAR fan I know, besides maybe the Blascos. I think they might have you beat. But Matt's enthusiasm is so contagious. For his bachelor party, he brought 18 of his closest friends and family members to Darlington, South Carolina for the Southern 500 Xfinity race and Cup Series, because he knew most of us would probably never go otherwise. I know I never thought I would go to a NASCAR race or the NASCAR Hall of Fame, let alone enjoy it. Would I call myself a fan? Well, no, probably not.
Real memorabilia now.
I know, I got the hat for you. But would I go again with Matt? Definitely. Any adventure with Matt, you know, is going to be hilariously a good time. It's always going to happen. But that's Matt's love language, right? He gets excited about something and he wants to share it with you. He wants not only to share it with you, he wants to get you excited about it too. It could be golf, cornhole, NASCAR, spreadsheets. If you don't already know, Matt and Marin run a NASCAR commentary YouTube channel where they post a new video every Sunday before the race. This is not a shameless plug because you didn't know I was saying this. Hashtag capping the cup. And you better believe they'll be posting tomorrow, because when Matt's committed to something, he's all in. What's incredible, though, is how he got someone as amazing as Marin to support him through all of his crazy endeavors. God bless you, Marin. Marin, every woman's Mexican, Filipino, Chinese spirit animal. Everybody's girlfriend's best friend. You know, all of your friends and cousins are cooler than my friends, for sure. One epic story that comes to mind, Matt told me multiple times. Marin is working for a Baltimore radio station, and she's tasked with driving to the airport and picking up a guest for an interview or a concert event or whatever it was at the time. She gets to the airport, and he gets in the car, and Black Hole Sun comes on the radio, and he says to her, "Hey, I wrote this song." Yes, Marin's passenger was the late Chris Cornell, lead singer of Soundgarden and Audioslave and Temple of the Dog. Marin, with her eyes still on the road, says, "Oh, that's cool," and keeps driving. And he starts singing along with himself on the radio to try and impress her. Chris Cornell wanted you to think he was cool. That's how cool you are. Marin has both a subdued and outsized personality. It wouldn't matter if she was 5'1" or above. She could out-party anyone in here in their prime. That is, of course, before screeching to a narcoleptic halt, but up until that point, she's down for whatever. Especially karaoke. Marin, with her strong stomach and admirably brutal sense of humor, is somehow the antidote to Matt's occasionally disordered personality. Matt clearly loves her so much because she always has the final say when he's gotten out of hand. She balances being super intense at times with appearing to be perfectly calm and not letting anything bother her, which is probably coming from being an older sibling. I've loved you as a sibling for years, Marin. I'm just happy to be able to say officially thank you for choosing Matt. Matt, thank you for choosing Marin. Welcome to the family, and cheers.
You didn't bring yours.
I'm gonna go get it.
Okay. All right, go run. Yeah, just talk first.
Thanks, Bob. Thanks, Bob. Oh yeah, let me get that mic. I wanted to cheers real quick. I walked up without my drink.
You don't want to come back up.
Oh yeah, of course I do. Come on.
Face the camera again. I love you. Face the camera.
I love the shit out of you.
Can't believe you
Should I
did
not
that.
be wearing this hat?
That is the
You're good.
greatest moment of the wedding, possibly, besides the pre-set.